Hello, I'm glad to be back with you again. Don't forget, even though work starts on Monday, the week starts on Sunday. So take a bit of time today to lay out your week. Last week we talked about the components of emotions. We talked about the physical, the cognitive, and the behavioral components of emotion. Now I would have gone on to another topic where someone made a strong case about repressing emotion on my LinkedIn page. And so I thought that this is a good thing to discuss. Now, let me read what she wrote. She said, "You do not have to take up or discuss every displeasure you encounter in a relationship, regardless of how it hurts, and especially if the aggressor will not take it well, thereby risking the relationship." There are different parts to what she has said, and truly, you do not always have to discuss or take up a displeasure. But regardless of how it hurt, and especially if the aggressor will not take it, and again, risking the relationship. I hope we'll find time to talk about every aspect of this, but let me paint two different scenarios. In the first one, somebody is angry with you for something you have done and speaks with you angrily, but without disrespecting you, telling you exactly what you have done and how it affected him or her. Now, your emotional brain feels threatened because of the tone of voice. But in your quick moment of pause, you recognize that this person is rightly angry, and secondly, what they have spoken to you about is the truth, and you are wrong. You apologize and walk away. That in itself is even an engagement. Now let's look at another scenario. You are in a toxic relationship and somebody has just finished insulting and verbally abusing you. You decide, even though you are heartbroken, you are hurting, your heart is breaking into different pieces. You decide out of fear that you will not discuss or take up what has just happened, because you think that if you take it up with this person, they might get more angry, they might hit you, or they might end the relationship. These are two different scenarios. So here is a hurt badly, but you are afraid. And so you decide that you would repress this emotion. You will not talk about it. You swallow it. You take it in. And even though you go to bed at night, weeping your heart out, you refuse to address what is going on. You refuse to even address the emotions, what they are saying to you. Remember, we said that emotions just communicate. So you refuse to address, you do not even recognize that you are afraid. You refuse to recognize that you are being abused. You refuse to recognize the resentment, or even sometimes the fantasy that is making you to refuse to engage your emotions and address the things that are happening in your relationship. There is no way this will bring you health or peace. You will be on a downward journey to mental health disease. Because when you repress emotions, what would happen is you're exposing yourself to ill health. They typically manifest in your physical health. Some people develop migraines that would never go, high blood pressure, some go on to have a stroke, cardiac arrest, and then some completely lose their self-esteem. Remember, your mind is your sanctuary, and it is your responsibility to maintain the sanctity of your sanctuary. If you allow people to come into your sanctuary and defecate in it because you are afraid, you are killing yourself, and you do not have a relationship in that situation. What you have is a situationship, not a relationship. Because relationships are supposed to be mutually beneficial. So if you're in a situationship that is draining you and driving you towards disease, disorder, and sometimes to death, I think it's about time you address it. I'll continue on this topic next week. But until I come your way again, be well and live your best life.